This is the Sunday Business Page on KDKA-TV.
Good morning and thanks so much for spending part of your Sunday morning with us. This year is a very special year for the EQT Three Rivers Regatta. It's the largest inland regatta in the United States and it's marking its 40th anniversary. The event features power boats, anything that floats, fireworks always are a favorite, and lots of visitors come to the city as well. The regatta draws people from not only inside but outside our area, and that organization that operates the regatta is called Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta Incorporated. It is a nonprofit, and it only basically is kept afloat, if you will, by protecting the regatta. It also helps to protect and enhance our area's waterways. So what is planned for the 40th? Here to tell us about it, John Bonassi, the chairman of the board of the Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta, and Thea Martin, the vice chairwoman of the organization. We're pleased to have both of them here on the Sunday Business Page. Welcome.
Thank you.
40 years, and you've been there for
39
most of them.
those 40 years.
Yeah, how much of a change have you seen in those years?
Huge. We are certainly now more of a family-oriented event, whereas back then it was kind of a wild boater festival. And we're so proud of the way that it's transitioned, and each year it gets better. This year is going to be the granddad of all regattas. The 40th anniversary is going to be spectacular.
There have been some discussions in years past about when to have it, and has moved from July to August and to various dates. Have you been happy with that change, moving it later in the year as far as water flow?
Extremely. In 2004, we were approached by the city to take over their fireworks celebration. And so we moved the regatta to the July 4th holiday. It didn't work so well because the 4th would fall in the middle of the week and we didn't know what to put before the 4th or after the 4th. So the split date has worked beautifully because now the 4th is the 4th, called Celebrate America. It's the city of Pittsburgh's official celebration, which is getting national review that fireworks alone was rated among the top 10 in the country.
Yeah, for good reason. We know how to blow things up around here.
We sure do.
And have a big party. Thea, why is it that this appeals to so many people and brings so many people from all over?
Because it's a family affair. It wasn't always. Back in the day, it was more geared to boaters. Now we welcome boaters and families.
And the races are something
the races
that certainly bring
yes.
a world-class, not only driver that comes here and those race teams, but also the people that follow it. How big is that in terms of the people who are following those powerboat races?
It's huge. It's huge. Not only the races, also the main stage acts that we have, land, air, and the river acts, such as the races,
right.
Yes.
Right. Now, I know that there are some other things that are fun events, Flutog this year, as far as seeing whether people can design something that will fly, and if not, down into the water it goes. But John, what are some of the other things as far as the economic factors that then end up going back into these area communities because of your three-day event numbers?
Interestingly, we do kind of an informal survey. We've done a formal survey also, but an informal survey asking folks where they come from and why they're here. And it's amazing how many people plan their vacations around the regatta. Just this year we had calls from Canada where they actually witnessed some of our events. And this is exactly, it's a regional event. We look at it as an amenity, similar to the Pirates, the Steelers, the Pens, the Marathon, the Three Rivers Arts Festival. It's really a reason to come to Pittsburgh.
Now, are all these people boaters? Do you have to be a boater to participate in these sorts of events?
The majority of people are not boaters.
Really?
In fact, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm probably the only chairman of a major regatta who is not a boater.
Well, see, how can you do that?
But I love it. I have a lot of very good friends who are boaters, and they certainly keep me on the straight and narrow.
Right, right. Thea, what is it that you enjoy about the event?
I enjoy seeing the smiles, seeing the families. Everyone just has a great time, and there is truly something for everyone to do.
Right. Now, there are a lot of those sorts of things. We've touched on some of the economic impact sorts of things. Is it possible to categorize or to put together numbers in terms of what comes into the area because of this?
The study we've done says somewhere between 10 and 30 million.
Is that right? In
yes,
3 days?
In 3 days.
Why does it vary so much? Why is such a big range there?
Weather is a major factor, and depending on the types of acts, this year will be a record setter. There's no question about it with the Flutog experience.
Right. Now, that is one of those things, and Thea, I'd like you to touch a little bit about it. Tell people what the Flutog is, because if you haven't seen it before, it's colorful, isn't it?
It is. It's great. If you've seen the Anything That Floats boat races, this is sort of like the Anything That Flies races. All over the city, people are putting together structures that will be flown into the river for distance.
They hope to fly them not into the river,
right?
Right.
They want to fly, but ultimately, I imagine we'll see a lot of structures getting into the river.
I would imagine. And how many people have entered? Have you seen the entry list at this point as
We
to how many
have.
folks are in?
Well, we had 120 or 130 interested parties.
Packets
40
that were sent out,
teams.
right.
40 teams have entered.
Unbelievable.
Another way to put it, Thea, is I think we've discussed is it's anything that floats, but this is anything that flies on steroids.
Yeah, right.
Seriously,
Right.
yeah.
Now, anything that floats, though, has always been a popular thing,
and it'll
too.
be
Why
back.
is that? Why is that so popular?
It's a tradition. It's a tradition, and it brings companies together, families together, and it's really a tradition, and folks love it, and spectators love it. We get a tremendous amount of outpouring of spectator support for anything that floats ceremony.
I know there are a lot of people, too, that really enjoy the artistic expression from the sand sculptures. That has been very popular.
Yes.
Even people that aren't necessarily participating in the regatta will go see those things. Where do you find those sorts of people? How do you find those sorts of folks who can do those skills?
Well, we have an amazing event team, Lionheart Event Management, and they really lead our year-long efforts, and they seem to be doing a good job finding any and everything for the regatta.
Interesting. Well, we wish you the best of luck and wish you lots of sunshine.
Perfect.
And calm water.
Great.
On the rivers,
you.
because I know
Thank
those
you.
are things that you can't control. But if those are in your favorite, it will certainly
They're
be a
critical.
wonderful
Yes.
weekend. Thank you very much for being
Thank
here.
you.
I certainly appreciate it. Talking about the EQT Three Rivers Regatta. And as we continue on the Sunday Business Page, we're going to switch gears here and head south to Washington County as they're warming up for next month's Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. We'll tell you why this event has certainly been a home run for that area's tourism too. Stay